this fusion was just hell. It was a nightmare, and it's finally over. Let's go ahead and fuse this bad boy. How's it going, YouTube? My name is LBN, and thank you so much for clicking on this video, guys. The Emic Trunkheart fusion is finally over, and it was an absolute nightmare. Check this out. I've just got to show you this. So it was a couple hours left in the fusion, or basically left in the last tournament of the fusion, and I had one shard left. That's never happened to me before, but I was scrambling, and it was like this on my main account too, but I was scrambling looking for every way that I could get shards, get energy, and I had basically tapped it out. So here we were, it was an hour and a half left in the fusion. Yes, I still had an hour and a half left to wait, but it was about 3:30 a.m. in the morning. I was just like panicking. I was like, I'm so tired. I'm falling asleep. My eyes have been closed for 5 minutes. How did I not fall asleep here? I would have been so upset. But like I said, we just needed 34 more points. So I waited and waited until I had 16 plus energy so I could run the spider. So I was like, okay, this is it. I need to get a 6-star legendary piece to get those last 34 points. And I do get it. However, it still was not enough. I was just a little bit shy, but I just scrambled and scrambled, dug through my account, saw Doom Tower, no, that still has an hour until reset, saw Arena, the shop, the clan shop, everything was completely tapped out until I remembered the challenges. The challenges, I still haven't done them on my alt account. Maybe there's a random one that rewards energy or gems or something, and there was one that made me do the Ice Golem on stage 6 on auto to get 75 energy. So yes, I would spend about 10 energy, I believe, but I would get 75 in return, hopefully enough to get those last few points in the Dungeon Diver tournament. And it was, I did have to wait another few minutes, I think like 20 minutes or so, to get up to the 10 energy, but I did it. I completed it, and I fell asleep immediately after this. So with that out of the way, we can finally hop onto our accounts with Emic. We can go ahead and fuse him. I have him on both of our accounts that we're going to be doing, but let's go ahead and get him, and then we can kind of get into what this video is about. So guys, like I said, this was an absolute nightmare for me. I was staying up every single night trying to get these events done. I'm sure you guys were going through the same thing. I expended all of my resources. I mean, I still have a good bit of silver, but I was using every last bit of gems that I had because I did not want to spend money on this fusion. This was all acquired free to play on 2 accounts. I'm sure you can imagine how awful and miserable I was, but we finally have him. I don't necessarily need him on this account other than for faction wars, but I do, as you know, the completionist in me, I did want him since I did think that I had the required materials. It just did come a little close, even on my main account with shards. I've gotten a couple ancients from Clan Boss and from doing Doom Tower since then, but it was just, I mean, it truly was a nightmare. But we have Emic, but let's get into what this video is actually about. And that is spending these books. So as you see, we finally have a clan versus clan with personal rewards, and these don't come too often, so I always try to make sure that I save up my books at least for these. One of the parts to raid Shadow Legends or wait Shadow Legends is saving your resources until you need to use them. My thing is I think it's very smart to save your shards for fusions like I did with Emic, or I wouldn't have even been able to do it on my main account, let alone my alt account that barely squeaked by as well. But another big thing to wait Shadow Legends is saving your books, because they are such a good resource in the clan versus clan tournaments, but specifically saving them for the personal rewards, because we're always looking for ways to double dip, and this is just such a major time to double dip. So as you see here, I have some pretty solid legendary champions that just have not been booked yet. I pulled some from the vault. I got my nut ready, but I pulled my Cavalex from the vault because I still have not been able to use him or really sat down and made a team to use him. But we have 32 legendary books on our main account, and then we have 10 legendary books on our alt account. So on the main account, I'm just going to basically be blowing through these, using them on whichever champions I prioritize the most, and just use them all. Honestly, this whole video is just going to be like a dopamine rush of legendary books. However, on the alt account, we're gonna have to pick and choose a little bit more where our 10 books go, because the problem with that account, the bottleneck that I'm facing, is that I have so many stacked legendaries. I just haven't been able to use them all because I don't have the books to bring them all up to max level. So let's go ahead and get into this booking session. And let's start out with, I actually do want to start out with like Nut and Razzlevarg, since I do think that I'll use them maybe in like dungeons, but specifically I know that I'll use them in Hydra, which is where I currently am trying to progress, where I need on my account the most work. As you see, I got my 2 Ishmaels finally. But let's go and book up the Nut. I do think he's going to be played in the Hydra. I haven't really tested him out or really seen much testing about him in the Hydra. I'm sure that like the Nubkex, I'm sure Nubkex has videos on him. Oh, we didn't even fully book him. On him in Hydra. I'm sure there are plenty of videos on him there. I just want to get in and test him myself. So let's see, how many more books does he need? Has he read everything he needs to? Yes. Okay, so Nut, dang, he took 12 books. And then next up we have 20, and I do kind of want to split them up among these guys. Now the thing about this guy Ruark is I have 2 of him, but I'm still debating on whether I'm going to even use him in my Sylvan Watchers faction wars, which is why I do have him 60 and plus. It was just a champion training, and I had so many chickens that I just needed to dump into one person. I don't get the content creator benefits, so I have to kind of stock up a bunch of resources, which I have a bunch of 5-star chickens to get things level 6 right now, but I don't really know if he's worth maxing out. However, I do know that Emic Trunkheart gets a lot of value from putting books in him. However, when I was thinking about how I would use him on my alt account, I noticed that he also has a 4th passive ability, a 4th ability that is a passive that we do not see here currently. And it's because you have to send him to 3-star. I'm sure you've seen this before, but we're actually going to book him before we ascend him. That way all the books will go into these 3 abilities, which gives us more of a chance of them landing here into Trunkheart's Sanctuary, which is that primary ability that we want to get leveled up. And then obviously we will not be mad if any of those go into Vinequake, get that cooldown as well. And then I guess any leftover might go into the A1, but we're also just not even going to book him to complete the A1 if we can help it. So let's go ahead and dump 2 books in, because that is the minimum amount. And they both went into the A1. Oh, it would happen like that. Let's do 2 more, hoping they go here. No, they went to the A2. It's not the worst thing ever. If we get these next 2 books into his A3, that's massive. However, in order to kind of fully book him, I do want this cooldown on the Vinequake so that I can get that speed tuned. Now, hopefully we get to save 1 book and not putting 1 into his A1. There we go. Okay, so Emic is fully booked on the main account. Now, he's not technically fully booked because there is this and there's the 2 more that his passive would take. But he is as booked as I need him to be. So we're going to leave him there. And then next up, do I want to book Cavalax, Razzlevarg, or Ruark? I don't want Ruark. Honestly, I'm thinking Razzlevarg. I would love to get this guy into the Hydra, and he does take exactly 12 books. Now, ideally, he would just take these 8, just like that last champion. And then let's just check out how much Cavalax gets. His only gives damage. Okay, yeah, he is not worth booking at all. His only gets damage, but his Poison Explosion would be nice. However, I just don't think he's worth it. And plus, look how they stack this. They put the 2 5% buffs as the first 2 books that you get. And then you have to expend probably the 11th and 12th book to get this actual big bonus. So let's go ahead and book Razzlevarg. I'm not going to book our Ultimate Death Knight. I mean, he has great book value, I think, because you get double cooldown reduction and then you get debuff chance and then cooldown reduction here. It's just he gets a lot of useless books for honestly something that I just don't need at the moment. But Razzlevarg, he's going to be a ton of fun to play around with on Hydra. Let's hope that as few books as possible go into his A1. And then after we fully book him, which it's looking like we're going to have to. So let's go ahead and like put as many of these books in and then subtract 1. Hopefully they go all but the A1. Let's see, where did they go? Okay, we're still dodging the A1. Now we need 2 more books and we need them both to land here. Can we save that last book? Yes, we can. So, hey, there you go. 31 books used. We're actually, do we need to hold on to this 1 book? I think I'm going to, just to be safe, for the next Clan vs. Clan. let's hop on over to the alt account. I finally get to show you guys this account because it is sick. I did not get a lot of interest into a full account deep dive like I gave this, my main account. But guys, after you see some of the champions that this alt account has, I think you're gonna wanna see that. So let me know down below if you guys wanna see a deep dive into this alt account. All right, so we're on the alt account. And guys, just for the first time ever on this channel, I'm gonna show you guys what some of the champions look like. We got our Pythion. We actually pulled an Underpriest Brogni. This is just really quick before we get into it, but we also got a Necrizia. We got Necrizia. It's like my favorite champion, the best champion in the game for PvE content, and we pulled one. I also pulled a Rhodos, but I haven't really gone in and like tested it, and I got the stars for these. So anyways, let's go ahead and hop into the tavern. Actually, before we do that, we do need to finish the fusion here. Guys, it was an absolute slog. Every single tournament came down to the wire here. And it was just honestly a miserable fusion. I hope that they really listen to the community and realize that we are not enjoying fusions like this. Yes, it's fine to change things up and do like fragment and mixed fusions like this, but making them that difficult, putting 3 mandatory summoning events and then 1 just in case you wanted it for some reason, that doesn't even give you a full epic. I mean, it was just like, what are they doing? And then the Dungeon Divers events don't even get me started. The amount of gems that I had to blow through just to complete 1 of those events, let alone 3? Are you serious? It was just, this fusion was just hell. It was a nightmare, and it's finally over. Let's go ahead and fuse this bad boy on our alt account. And boom, another Void Legendary on this account, this stacked account. God, it's gonna be amazing. Now, one thing about this account is that it actually does need Emic. We are currently 2 keying, sometimes 3 keying the clan boss on Ultra Nightmare, and this might actually help us if we can find a tune that works with us. It might actually help bring this, oh, we're gonna have to open this. Hey, a Void Shard, nice. Let's see, hopefully we get an epic. Oh no, we didn't get a book. We don't need that. Okay, but hopefully it can bring us into a 1 key. We're currently running with this comp, which, yeah, like I said, I don't have the best DPS. I could use Acrizia here, but the speed is very slow, and I want that Acrizia to be even faster for every branch of content. But this comp definitely could use some improvements, not just in gear, but I do think Emic is going to revitalize it, revive it, and make it just run on all cylinders. So I'm super excited to get in and actually test with that. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump in and book this guy. I guess technically I should crack this chest just in case there is a book hiding in there, because I have gotten super lucky on my main account. You guys probably saw, or you guys saw, 32 books is insane, and it's all free to play. Look at this. I just like, I get so lucky with these clan boss chests, but it's all about doing them every single day and stockpiling resources. Because if you just blow them as they come, you will probably think that you have bad luck. But when you stockpile them, you actually get to see over a month's time, you can get up to like 11 legendary books or 12 legendary books, and it's really good. But here we have a lot of really valuable targets. We did do the Razzlevarg fusion, we did the Nut fusion as well, which is why we're so low on resources. We also obviously just finished Emic. I do want to start off with Emic. But as you see up here, it does look like Pythion does need a book, but it's only in his A1, so that guy is technically fully booked in my book. Artak would be an amazing addition to having fully booked, but I do already have that 1 fusion. What's that guy even called? I do already have this guy. He is fully booked. He's already an HP burner. So although Artak is like the next tier up, I have a champion that's a tier right underneath Artak that does a similar job, so I am totally fine to wait on booking Artak. Now, my next best book would be Nishak, because I do use him for a lot of speed farming or a lot of solo dungeoning, which is crazy that my alt account can solo dungeons, but that just goes to show how amazing this Rat King is. So I would love to, you know, reward him with some legendary books. However, we also do have Nut, and I do think Nut would add a lot to this account. I don't think Razzlevarg is quite good enough. I think he would only really add to Hydra, which this account, it is the least of my worries right now on Hydra. Even though I have a Acrizia, I can't really push that high without the supporting staff, like the Ugos and those kind of champions. So Nut would be very nice, but also I do think we're just gonna have to go with Nishak, and then see where we can go from there. So first thing is first, we're gonna book Emic before we ascend him. That way we can hopefully get these booked and not waste too many books. So let's go ahead and book, hopefully for his A3. No, they went into A2 and A1. Not the worst thing ever, but let's just book one at a time. No, I think two at a time is just the luckiest. That was perfect. One into Vinequake, one into the A3. Come on, A3, give it to us. There we go, we got the A3. Okay, and then the next thing is one more cooldown on Vinequake. We got it. Okay, so we have a lot more books than I thought we would coming out of this. We saved 3 whole books, and then technically 5 if you count the passive. But now we can put some books into Nishak, but let's see if it would even be worth it. We kind of would need a lot of these books to dodge his A1 in order to get a lot of value out of it. So it's a little troubling. But what does Nut get? He gets a cooldown decrease, but yeah, that A1 is just soaking up a lot of books, and the damage here would be nice. I think we're gonna put him in a Nishak as well, because I haven't really gotten in and tested Nut as much as I wanted to. As you see, why he's not ascended really, but yeah, let's go ahead and put some books into Nishak. Let's put the rest of them in there and hope they did. Wow, we landed all of them outside of his A1, which is massive. Let's see how much of an increase we got. 10% increased chance to, what is that, to place the poison, or to place the decrease attack. Okay, which is very good because I don't have a really solid decrease attacker. I guess I do have Stagnite, so I guess that's not like the best thing ever, but look at this, dude. These are gonna be placed. The bombs will be placed. I have great accuracy on this guy, so this will speed things up a ton. It would be great if I could get this cooldown and then eventually get this cooldown on, but I think I am very happy with where these books landed. Guys, this is kind of just a silly video. I know it's not super common to see book openings like you see shard openings on YouTube, but I was really proud of how many legendary books I've been able to save up free to play on between both of my accounts, especially this account. I've been saving a lot, not as long, and this account just started hitting Ultra Nightmare once I've got Demitha running. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys had good luck with the Emic Trunkheart event, and voice your opinions down below. It was a miserable event. You guys are not alone if you guys had a bad time. I also had a very bad time, but I'm just gonna take this time off between events. I'm gonna just enjoy my time, enjoy these champions that I've been grinding up for so long, because it's been so hard to just sit back and take a breath recently in Raid Shadow Legends, because it's fusion after fusion after fusion. But now I am just gonna sit back, do some testing with Nut. I'm gonna make sure I do Clan Boss every single day, so I hopefully can restock my books, restock my shards for the next fusion. And then when the next fusion time comes, I'm gonna make a tough decision. Should I sit that one out and just keep stockpiling for the next one, so it's not like this one, not like this Emic Trunkheart event, or do I actually just try to go full steam? But we'll make that decision when we get there. But for now, I'm happy that this one's over. I would not do it again, maybe on my alt account only, but not on my main account. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for all the support recently. You guys are actually subscribing to this channel and liking my videos and engaging in the comments, something that I was not expecting. I haven't really checked this account as much as I would like to, but I do definitely want to start posting more on this. If you've seen any champions that you guys want to see spotlights on either of these accounts, let me know. But until then, I do plan on making some spotlights on champions. That is one form of content that I would love to dip my toes in. So thank you so much, guys. Once again, this is going to be everything honest. We are not, until Plarium accepts me into their content creator program, I am going to voice the opinion of the people and just tell you guys the smartest things to do. Don't spend money in this game. You don't have to. You can squeak through with 40 gems after a fusion. So guys, make sure you guys hit subscribe if you like more content like this. If you like my content and want to see more of it, hit that button. It's free to do so, and it helps me out a ton. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I can actually just start making money from you guys just watching my videos, which would be insane and push me closer to my dream of being a content creator. So make sure you guys hit that button. Like I said, it's free, helps me out a ton. Thank you so much for doing that. Also, like this video if you liked it. If you like seeing these mass book openings, basically just like this is a book club. Basically, it was a book club, a Raid Shadow Legends book club. But thank you so much for watching this. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.